Hello everyone, it's David Gibbs at Beaumont Gibbs Estate Agents here. Today I want to talk about preparing your home for sale or even for rent. As we've got a bit of time on our hands at the moment, if you are thinking about moving home, selling your property, or even renting your property, now's a great time to obviously prepare your home for sale or for rent. So I want to go through a few things with you, which I hope you will find useful. First things first is the outside appeal of your property. If you've got a house, make sure you de-weed your front garden, or if you've got a driveway, de-weed all that. If you have got a lawn, make sure the lawn is cut. Outside painting, if it needs painting, make sure that's all done. We don't want to see any flaky paintwork on the windowsills and so forth. If your front door is looking a bit tired, give that a fresh coat of paint and works wonders. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So curb appeal is very, very, very important. So please don't overlook that. When you go in your house, look at it as if you're looking at it rather, for the first time. A first-time buyer walking in your property will pick out every single fault your house has got, and it will appear like a beacon to them because they've never seen your property before. So you are used to it, you're living with it every day. So it's important to look at your house as if you've never been in it before and really scrutinise it. So if it's got flaking paintwork on the skirting boards, or there's cracks in the ceiling, fill those cracks, paint them over. If your carpets are tired, maybe think about changing the carpets only if they are very, very tired. Swirly carpets and things like that and dark colours can be a bit unappealing to people, so you may want to think about changing those. Basic hoovering. If you've got pets, I've got a pet dog, Pippa. Now if you have got pets, the smell of a house can be very off-putting for people who don't have pets. Now I don't think my house smells, but you don't always know because you're used to it. Small dogs are not as bad, but if you've got bigger dogs, that can be a bit more smelly, shall we say. So before you have a viewing, make sure you open all the windows up, give the house a good airing, make sure you get a good hoover up all the pet hairs, and wax melts work great in the house, so they give off a nice aroma. So that's something that you can do if you have got pets. Setting your house as well. Setting your house is very important. If you've got a dining room, make sure it's used as a dining room. I see houses that have got beds in the dining room. Now, unless it is for an essential reason, you really want to set your house out as it should be. So if you've got a typical 3-bedroom house with 2 reception rooms downstairs, you want to make sure the front reception room is your lounge, if you like. Dining room is set out as a dining room with a dining table and chairs and so forth, and your bedrooms have got the 3 bedrooms upstairs set out as bedrooms with beds in. A first-time buyer can be a bit confused by seeing pictures of a house if they've got 4 beds in the house, but it's only advertised as a 3-bedroom house. So things like that can be a bit confusing for people. So make sure you don't fall into that trap. Bathrooms and kitchens, very, very important. Big selling points of your property. So if you've got a bathroom that's got black mastic or black mold in your mastic rather, make sure you cut that out, get that fixed before you put your property on the market. Silly little jobs like that are massively important. So please don't fall into that trap of leaving your pristine bathroom, beautiful bathroom, but it's got black mold in the mastic. Grouting, again, if it's discoloured, make sure you you clean all the grouting up. If you've got a bath with no mixer tap and you haven't got a shower over it, think about changing your taps. So you've got a mixer tap as well, so people can actually have a shower in the bath. Unless you've got a separate shower cubicle, that's very, very important to make sure you've got that. Your kitchen. Now, kitchens obviously cost a lot of money to change. So unless your kitchen is very tired, there are a few little tips you can do to enhance it without too much expense. Things like painting the doors. If they are looking a bit tired now, painting the doors can transform it. Also changing the worktops as well. They can transform a kitchen hugely. So with a not too considerable spend, you can improve your look of your kitchen enormously. So that's something you can do quite easily. Outside spaces, again, if you've got an outside space, back garden, balcony or something like that, you want to make sure you show it off. So talking about a garden, obviously the obvious things to do are cut the garden. If the fences are looking a bit ropey, creosote them. Make sure they look a nice fresh coat of creosote over the fence panels. If they're falling down, very importantly, make sure you've got fence panels that are that are put up, so get them fixed, because there's nothing worse than walking into a garden you've got blown over fence panels. It really does make the garden look terrible. So those small little things make a massive difference. So these things are very important. Pot plants on a balcony as well. If you've got a little balcony, little pot plants on there. Jet wash any patios. Make sure there's no moss on anything like that. These are things that you should be doing as basic preparation of getting your property right. These days people's expectations are much higher, and you don't want to give them an excuse to try and knock you down. So in terms of selling your property, I've seen first time buyers come back after their survey reports. Survey report is designed to obviously pick holes in it. So you've got a home buyer's survey on your house. The home buyer survey will literally pick holes in the paintwork, the carpets, any little cracks, nooks and crannies, even the colours of the wall sometimes. So that's important. To make sure you get these things right. And they've come back and asked for sort of thousands of pounds off, because they've got really no understanding of how much it costs to do these things. So talking of colours, make sure you neutralise the colour schemes in your house. Now, you and I may not necessarily want plain beige white walls, if you like, but when it comes to selling your property or renting it, it's so much easier to sell if you've got neutral colours. Make sure you're open your curtains. There's nothing worse than going into a room and it's got pulled curtains. It makes it look and feel very oppressive. Make sure you pull your curtains back, paint your rooms nice neutral colours. If you've got carpets which are sort of blue, red carpets, the dark red, again, depending on the style of them, they can be a bit dated, and they can sort of make the blue carpets especially can make the room feel very cold. So think about changing your flooring as well if you have got those type of flooring in your house. And again, you haven't got to live with your paint colours and schemes for very long. You're only doing it while you're selling your property. Once you've done it and you've sold your house, you can obviously paint your house, your new home, whatever colour you want. But to try and sell it, you want to make sure you do that. So hopefully these tips have been helpful. It's just a short video to hopefully give people a better understanding of what goes on in buyers' minds when you're viewing it for the first time. Because I'll just repeat myself, when someone views your house for the first time, they literally see every fault. So we are used to it. We're living in our homes every day. We don't always see it, but you want to try and look at it from a brand new pair of eyes, as it were, and look at all the faults. And hopefully these things won't cost an awful lot of money to change, but they will make a huge difference in selling your property. I wish you all the best. Good luck, and see you soon. Bye-bye.